Hello again, designer figure collectors. So after collecting a few of these SML minis from other series, I decided I'm just going to buy this whole case. Because when I look at the pics of this Subway series here, Volume 2, I want pretty much all these characters. They're just, here if you look at this image, they're random characters sitting in a subway, reading papers, eating snacks and all that stuff. So hopefully, if I'm lucky, this gold one called Meditate-mon is the chase character, but there's no guarantees. So I don't know what Pop Mart is, if that's a store in China, but there's some sort of sticker about a warranty, but that's for the case only because the whole case is wrapped in this plastic. So actually I'm gonna need a knife to get through that foil there. So being Volume 2, I know there's a Volume 3 out right now, so this could be kind of old. Let's see if it says back here anything. I don't see a date. There's something -2011, but I mean, I don't know if these are from 2011. I wouldn't think they're that old, but because again, Series 3 I think came out this year in 2022. But anyways, nothing on the bottom. A little branding on the side here. So for anyone else that's bought the case, I think the viewership would be curious if your case was laid out the same way as mine. So I'm going to leave these in this order, and we'll figure out which figure where they are. I have a suspicion it's pure randomness, but if someone else has this case, they can chime in and say what, where their chase was or where a certain figure was. Well, let's just take a look at one box. So here it says SML Mini, Sticky Monster Lab, Ground, Underground maybe, right? A hologram for authenticity. And then yeah, again, same stuff as on the side, no actual date. You'd think it'd be here by the copyright, but it's not. And then some card outlines here of what's supposed to be inside. Sorry, there's the focus. And then yeah, the chase is that gold Meditate-mon. So they all have names, and this has Chinese text, so this is probably a Chinese domestic market one? I don't know. So there's this tearaway here, and then we open this up, get a bag, and here in this spot we have Planet-mon eating some chips, so that's pretty neat. And then the guy's in a baggie here. And there's Planet-mon. There's a chair. There's nothing else. No desiccant in that box. So let's just take a look at... Well, you know what? Let me go and open up all these boxes. I think I'll fast forward it, but you'll at least be able to see where these things are. So that's the order that these figures were in. No chase figure, I just got the standard set, and that's fine. I mean, they're all pretty cool. I guess ideally I wouldn't want that guy, but I'm still happy with most of the other ones. They're all pretty neat. So I'm gonna go and pull them out of the bags. Okay, as you saw, it's kind of, there isn't much room on those bags to cut, around the chairs at least. They're pretty tightly packed, so be careful with your scissors. You might actually scratch the chair if you're not careful. So we'll just review each of these figures. First, I guess the chair itself, because they're identical amongst all of them. But the chair obviously is like this off-white color with an orange seat cushion area. But it's the same surface. It's just a printing of the orange on this plastic here, the white plastic. But the base looks like a separate piece, and it's painted silver. And there's some venting in the front, which is kind of neat. I don't think that's an air gap. It's just a molded-in vent. And then on the bottom we have Sticky Monster Lab copyright. Unfortunately, no date. It would be nice if there was a date so you knew how old these were. But anyways, it's a pretty hefty piece of plastic, and they each had it. If you missed in the fast forwarding, they actually did all come with a desiccant bag, and that's to try to keep the paint from getting moldy or something, I think. So that's a smart thing they do. Okay, and then two of these guys came with instructions, in case you can't figure it out. For Dogman, we have a newspaper. So that newspaper just squeezes in here. It says here, squeeze into the side. Let's see if I can figure this out. There's also some sort of tab right there. So maybe that corresponds. Oh yeah, there's a little dimple in the newspaper. So the dimple, I guess, faces outwards. What? That doesn't make sense though. No, it can't. I think, oh, there's a half dimple. Ah, okay, so there's a half dimple on the outside, and there's Bossman and some dude on the first one on the moon. Kind of neat. But the full circle dimple must go on the inside, into his thumbs. So it's rigid plastic though. That's what concerns me if I try to flex this. But I got that side in. Now the question is, oh, it works. I think the arm flexed and not the newspaper. So yeah, those little hole dimples are for the dog's thumbs. So it's nice that it's printed on both sides. Monster Coke and some sort of trophy, and I don't know what that company is down there, and no something. But yeah, alright, and it's called World Times. I wonder if there's a date on this. Let me zoom in on this text. 25 May of 2007. First edition. So maybe this set is from 2007? One style stuff for Monster, one channel from one kind. Interesting. So that's neat. Okay, so Dogman goes back and he just sits up there. Let me pull up Birdman on the back. On the back side of this is Birdman and Rangermon. So Birdman holds a mobile phone, and Rangermon holds like a Nintendo. So we firstly got Birdman here. So he's got a pointy yellow nose. You know, the socks here, running socks with lime green, or they're kind of bluish aqua stripes. And then, well, sadly, it looks like there's a blemish right there. And then the wings, I'm gonna guess, are separate pieces. And then your standard muted face. Now the phone itself, we were printing. I don't know if we can read this text. Let me zoom in. No, it's just a bunch of slots or dashes. Sorry about my dry hands. And then, yeah, some camera action. It's just printed on, but the camera area seems to be raised. And the silver on the side. So, naturally, it just has to slide into these slots here. So there's a lot of tension there. The arms are compressing it, so there's no way that phone's gonna fall out. It's under a lot of tension. So that's a pretty good design there. Nice. Alright, Rangermon here. Let's look at the figure itself. This is a cool one for sure. It's got a visor, but I don't think there's any light. Let me get a flashlight. I think it is smoked. Yeah, you can see his eyes right there. Let me up the lumens. I can see those black dots of the eyes. I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick it up, but they're there. I can see it through my screen, see? So that's just a really heavily smoked visor. And then he's got some ear muffs or something built into the helmet, and then a white stripe, and then separate arms and some striping for gloves and some sort of logo there. And the logo here is a separate piece painted gold, and then the legs and some, Power Ranger kind of socks. So I don't watch Power Rangers, but I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be Red Ranger or Red Power Ranger. So let me get his Nintendo thing. The Game Boy. Right? Pretty much a Game Boy, but it says Sticky Monster. And I think it actually is almost saying Nintendo. Back has nothing. So now you can see this gap up between the fingers. And yeah, see, this thing is a lot wider, so that means the arms are going to stretch out a little bit. So again, there's no way that could fall out by accident. It's under a good amount of tension. Okay, so that one's pretty cool. Maybe that's a tough call if it's better than the Dogman. Alright, what else has some extra pieces? Well, we got Redmon here, and he's got a radio, an old Walkman. So let's see the Walkman first this time. It says SML and then Sports Walkman, FM, AM. It's got some buttons on the side, and oh, it's actually got a face. So it's a monster Walkman because it's actually sitting down. It's got hind legs and front legs. So that's pretty neat. And then there's some sort of cable. Can't focus on it, it's too thin. And that goes to the headphones. So let's see. First let's look at Redmon. Standard SML face, running socks with blue stripes. And yeah, just a red body. The arms don't move at all. They're all good in place. There's no moving parts on these guys. So it does fit on his head. Pretty loose though. There's not as much tension as in the other things, but maybe in this case some sticky tack would be helpful, because I have a feeling, yeah, that's gonna fall off. So let's get some sticky tack. Alright, I use Uhu Potafix Pro because it's I use it for my Hot Wheels wheel projects and Chorokyu wheel swaps. This stuff can hold 3 kilos, this gray color. Yeah, obviously you don't need to have a super strong one like this, because these are not 3 kilo headphones, but it's what I have at hand. Now I guess it should go this way. Yeah, I want to have that backwards. So we'll put this on this side here, this side here. So with the sticky tack, yeah, you could have them sitting high, or I guess a little lower, maybe there. Maybe I put too much sticky tack on, but for the sake of the video we'll continue on. So that's pretty good. I guess that's where his ears would be. And then yeah, this guy would just sit on the ground. Oh, but see, the wire is making him fall over because it's a lot of tension or something, or twisting. This thing is so narrow. So you might have to tack this down to something, or in my case, I think I might try to sticky tack him to the seat. So let's see, if I take a little bit of this stuff here, put it by his hind feet. Now the question is, on this chair, if he sits in the middle, there's a little gap there, and a little gap here. I think if the cable winds around his back, that'll produce a little less tension. So I'm going to try this. That guy right there. The problem is you can't see the face of the Walkman. I'm trying to avoid staggering him to the side because I might want to put this in between other seats. I guess that'll have to do if I want to see the actual character of the cassette player. Yeah. Alright, we'll have to just have him off to the side. Okay. Let's look at Planetmon here. Yeah, Planetmon. I'm gonna look at stickers because I don't really know the names of these guys. So he's got the typical blank stare kind of SML face, but I like that he's eating SML's chips or some sort. It just says originals there. He's got 4 fingers, well, 3 and a thumb, and then he's got blue running socks on. Kind of a misprint there on that blue stripe. And then the world itself is North America here, Greenland, Europe, Africa, Australia, but then nothing in the back because that'll be resting against the seat. North Pole for hair, no Antarctica though. Both of those poles are melting sadly. So still pretty nice. It looks pretty cool, I like him. Alright, what do we have next? We got Bigmon here. So there he is. He's all purple, he's got horns. The horns are nicely integrated. You know, they're separate pieces, but they blend in nicely, just like on the arms. Different, I mean, no difference in the hand color. There's a little white there. And also this computer has some infographics of some sort of charts and stuff, and the file folders, little keyboard detail, so that's pretty nice. It's pretty good. You'd think they would print something here, like SML computers or something. But nope. He's got some green running socks on, and he's just a big dude. Henceforth, Big Mon. And this guy has like monster teeth, and his eyes look like he's sleeping or nodding off or something. So that seems to be the face for this particular character I've seen. Nicely painted. No blemishes on this guy. So very, very good. Next one we have is Delivurymon. And this guy is clearly supposed to be like a DHL guy. I think DHL is the yellow delivery company, and that font is very similar looking. The delivery box itself has the logo, but it's it's glued to his hands. It's not going to come off. And there's even a tape mark painted on. He's got a little collar, same blank face. He looks like he's actually holding the package at an angle, like his legs or something might be a little crooked. He doesn't have socks on, just white shoes, but his body is like a gray or an off-white. Alright, so the back of the hat though, there's no black paint here, so that's a bit of an oversight. I've seen black paint there on the other ones, on the working series, so it's too bad. But otherwise, I don't see any major blemishes. Seems pretty nice. Okay. Let's see what's next. We have a Faintmon. These are not in the order I pulled them out. I just try to rearrange them. So Faintmon looks a little weird like this. It's because he's supposed to be on the chair like this. So I guess those are closed eyes, and he's drooling a little bit. And then this guy's got some purple striped socks, and yeah, the hands, and not much else. Just looking at it with the naked eye, you can see like a seam line going here. But in general, it's pretty much perfect finish. I don't see any major blemishes, so pretty nice. And then yeah, here's the chair. So there, from the side view, it looks like he's passed out. I don't know if those are touching the ground. He might be floating. It's hard to say. I guess you might be able to have him sit like this. Let's see if he'll do that. Yeah, you could. I guess he's really passed out in this case. For insurance, I would use some poster putty if you mount him up that way. But in the way I think it's supposed to be done, yeah, his knees are touching the ground here, so. And then you'll notice his arm actually is bent, just so it's touching the table. I mean the chair front. So, yeah, it's not the greatest one, but whatever. Okay, now here's a favorite, Poopumon. So Poopumon, I can only let you understand why he's called that, because he's only holding some toilet paper and he's got a face as if he's got to go. Or maybe he already went. I don't know. But he's stressed out. He's got green running socks, and yeah, that's it. Just that paper, and the paper's, you know, attached to his hand. I think it would have been nice if the paper had a brown circle printed there, you know, to mimic the paper roll. But maybe that would be too hard for them to do. I don't know. I just feel when you can print socks that nice, you could maybe print a circle there nicely, but maybe not. I like it though. That's one of my favorites in the set. This next one, Yellowmon. Okay. So, it's a blue monster. Typical face. He's got some yellow socks. He's kind of sprawled out like that. You could just have him sit like that and he's doing like yoga or something like that, or she's doing yoga. A bit of a gap there. That's a little unsightly, that thing. Looks like this person could be jumping as well, like landing. So this character could be situated in different ways. Could it be a handstand? Oh, look at this, look at this. It'll actually do a headstand. So if you want to mix up your characters and not actually have them all on the chairs, that is an option. Will they do it on the chair? Look at that. So he's not quite lazy. But anyways, according to that picture, this is the way this person's supposed to go. So just lazing out on the chair. But many options to pose this character. Alright, very, very interesting. This next one is Sleeping Mon. So, naturally a sleeping character. We have yellow tennis socks there, hands in different positions, the drooling again, and it looks like there might be a black dot there, but like a weird nose bubble coming out. But it looks like, what's this white residue? That might be crazy glue vapor. This side, I think it might just be a bunch of glue and vapor. It's a little unsightly, but I guess anything coming out of a person's nose is going to be unsightly. Right? So I guess that's sleeping eyes in the SML universe, and then the body itself is canted off to the side a little bit. So, what's going on here? Oh, was that a blemish? Seems to be some sort of contaminant in the paint. Luckily it's on the bottom side, so I won't see it much. But on the seat, yeah, the person is leaning forward and off to the side, as if they're going to fall off the chair. Okay. And the last one is Yellowmon. So you notice Yellowmon is standing on its own, and there's a little blue ball person. So let's see here. Sadly, this seat has a bunch of extra silver paint from something else. So that seat's a little messed up. I might have to swap it with another one that could have feet there. Yeah, in fact, maybe this guy. We'll just cover that up. The first Yellowmon here is standing, and so there's two different size peg holes, and then the stand itself has the corresponding pegs. I don't know why they have to make the holes a different size, but I guess this is supposed to be the shadow. Yeah, this is the shadow of the character, and that's why they did it that way. And then yeah, he's just holding onto a grab rail, a hand grab that should be on a rail. That's a little bit flexible, a little bit. And then the blank stare, red sports socks there. It's good. It looks good. And then this tiny little blue character that's supposed to be on the seat, just a blank face. And sadly, another contaminant in the paint there. Little feet there. Yeah. So I don't know if this is the Yellowmon's kid or nephew or something. Seems like it would be an interracial situation being blue with a yellow dad. Is that racist? And sadly, this seat here has a paint blemish, some sort of contaminant in the paint. So I'm going to have to swap that seat out with something that's sitting against it. Alright, so let me rearrange all these guys. Okay, so that's it for today's Sticky Monster Lab show. I think this is my favorite series by far. And pleasantly, I don't feel a strong urge to want to buy the Secret Chase, this gold meditate bond. I think this person is actually on a spring and he's floating and you can bounce him around. But unless I can pick up that guy at a cheap price, which I probably can never do, you know, I don't really need that. At least that's how I feel right now. We don't know in the future, maybe I'll change my mind. So did anyone have a favorite here today out of this lineup? I have so many favorites, it's kind of crazy. Like, I really like Rangermon, and I really like the Redmon because of that walkie-talkie, the Walkman with the face on it. The dog reading the newspaper is great. I mean, I like the delivery guy, he's okay, but I think I like the planet guy even more, and then one of my favorites by far is the toilet guy. The other guys are not as important to me, but I still like the snoozing guy and this guy. The only two I really don't care for are Lazymon and Faintmon. But at least Lazymon you can pose in other ways. But Faintmon, that's kind of a weak character. That's the weakest of the bunch, I think. But it's not to say you don't like that person more than I do, so if you have a favorite, leave a comment. And yeah, we'll see you in the next SML video. Thanks for watching today.